Game 1, Part 1 of Call of Cthulhu. Welcome to the Invictus stream. My name, as always, is Harlan. I'm here with Henry McFarlane, Frank Underhill, and Jared Coombs. And we're going to take you on an adventure. And please, if you haven't, make sure you join our Facebook group, where all the shit happens. As with most things, the Arkham Gazette's prediction of the Great Heat Wave of 1921 was wrong, and the hottest summer ever to reach the city arrived 2 weeks early, in August. The black-painted streets of Arkham burned and cracked under the unforgiving sun, and anyone caught in bare feet would be yelping in pain at the slightest touch of the sidewalk. During the afternoon hours, the sun was so hot that the tar between the sidewalks would become soft and malleable enough for the children to pick it out and chew on as an inexpensive alternative to gum. It's a summer of hot anger and boiling blood, where the stiff, humid air blankets your skin like a glove and begins seeping in. The world around the four of you has stumbled forward absent-mindedly into the 1920s. The modern era lay just beyond the next major advancement in technology and science. Yet, in this valley of time, you each shake your heads at the failures of man. Alcohol is outlawed. The city, once clean and new, is now littered with the remnants of failed advertisements in newspapers. The dark corners of the city push back the light, forcing each of you to stay home most nights and find comfort in your own endeavors. Each of you have fallen into the rhythm that monotony takes. Waking up, going to work, going about your activities, coming home, going to bed, rinse and repeat. As each day passes, less and less of your actions seem to matter. And in the sickening heat, you each feel your breaking point just around the corner. Francis Underhill, you open your eyes, staring at the cracked ceiling above your head as you lay in bed. You lay still as the thick heat from the open window next to you barely stirs the room. You close your eyes. The memory of your wife flashes through your mind, the anger, the heartbreak, all too real. 3 weeks ago, after an argument, your wife left the apartment to walk the streets. 3 weeks ago, you were informed that by the next morning she'd been brutally murdered and left in a dumpster not 100 feet from your doorstep. Do you blame yourself?
Yeah, I do.
There's a knock at your door, and an envelope slides under it.
And I very slowly push myself out of bed. I figure whoever put it there is already gone. If he wanted to talk, he would have stayed. So I go to the envelope.
Okay. So you bend down and you pick up a relatively thin envelope with no markings on it whatsoever. And inside you feel something.
No markings at all? Does it feel hard?
Yes, it feels like there's some stiff paper inside. There is a small marking on it, just a generic stamp that looks like it was on a set of envelopes that were stamped for postmark.
Okay. And I don't... Oh, okay, just a regular stamp.
Mm-hmm.
So I go over to my lectern,
Yeah.
my desk, and I grab my letter opener.
Okay.
Very organized. And I very carefully slice open the top of the letter.
Okay. And with a soft tear, almost wet with the humidity in the air, it opens very easily.
Okay.
And you pull out a folded slip of paper. And as you do, you see two smaller tickets pasted inside. And for anyone watching, I've posted Frank's letter on the stream.
Okay. So I'm going to read this out loud because maybe Frank would do that. Frank, I want to offer you something. I want to offer you a chance to find the man who murdered your wife and kill him yourself. But in order to do this, I need to know that you're willing to do whatever it takes, and I need to know that I can trust you. I need to know you won't shy away when the time comes. There is a darkness within this city that lingers just below the surface. Arkham is sinking. Are you going to sink along with it, or swim? Go to the show tonight and really watch it. And I thumb the 2 tickets in my hand. Savani Magic Show. If you see what I have seen, then you won't need convincing. When you have him, call me Roland. And do I know anybody named Roland?
No, Roland is a completely new name to you. It means nothing.
P.S. Give the second ticket to Jarrett. I'm sure he'll find you.
So,
Jarrett? Who the heck is Jarrett?
No, you don't know a Jared either. And you kind of pause at the letter for a second, and it's early morning, and the tickets are for that night.
Justin, can you just turn up your mic a little bit? We have some people on the Victus stream. You just want to hear you a little bit more.
Sure.
Yeah, I was going to say, you seem pretty quiet.
Okay, turning up. How's that?
Perfect. Much
All right.
better.
Great.
All right, Henry McFarland. You sold all you own. All that mattered to you to satiate your gambling addiction. Typical Henry. When back against the wall, you bet more than you had and more than you should. But a man approaches you. He offers to cover your debt if you do him an unquestionable favor. And if you don't do it, the man holding your daughter will undoubtedly kill her. You're faced with questioning your morals versus losing the only good thing in your life. What is most important to you?
My daughter Emily.
As you step on the sidewalk out front of your apartment building, you strike a match and light the cigarette hanging between your lips. The day is hot as hot can be. You can feel it immediately seep into your shirt. And you question for a second about going back inside to change it. But I hope you don't. It's been 3 weeks since you were beaten senseless in the basement of Edwin's poker club. And you're starting to get the feeling back in your lips just now. Able to hold a cigarette, able to breathe normally again. And you turn to your mailbox, and you'll feel a letter from an unknown address.
Turn it over, and I open it up, tearing into it.
So you greedily tear into it, haphazardly even, and you find, again, a folded piece of paper and a hard piece of card with the word Savini Magic Show written on it.
All right.
And I will screen share this for you, but I've also sent it to you so you can read your little note once it loads. There we go.
Do you want me to screen share this? You got it.
I got it, yeah.
Henry, your debt has been cleared. When I met you in the alley, you struck me as a man who wants to redeem himself. I hope I'm not wrong in thinking that. Redemption is a funny thing. Sometimes it's just about saying no. Sometimes it's about saying yes. There's a show tonight. Enclosed you'll find a ticket for said show. I have an overwhelming urge to explain it all to you, but I think this is something you need to see for yourself. Watch the show tonight, listen intently, see if Savini slips up. If he does, when he does, poke around, start your way to redemption. When you find what I suspect you'll find, don't kill him. Have Frank or Edward call me, and we'll all deal with him together. Need friends on this fight. I hope I can count on you. Rolling.
In Call of Cthulhu, it can always be ended with an ominous tone.
Oh.
So, again, inside you also see a hard ticket stub that would be scratched off and handed to you. So,
well, I take the ticket stub and I stick it into my pocket, and I also take that note and I put it in my pocket and go about my day.
Perfect. Jarrett Coombs. Jarrett Coombs, my old friend. As of late, you found that your interests lay more in esoteric pursuits. Schoolwork does little to stimulate your once creative mind, and you feel yourself losing that part of you that made you want to excel. Your brain's become a bit soft and flaccid. It craves knowledge and stimulation. As a result, with your grandfather's diary showing you a world of unlocked secrets and unseen creatures, you've spent many a night tracking down ties to the mysterious veil beside our own. A few hours ago, you had finally tracked the man who ties the fragments of what you've found together. Darting to your car, you begin chasing him. However, you're tired and your eyes are heavy from the night spent awake. You see him just beyond your car. He can easily slip away, but can you let go?
God, I wanna, but I also need to know the answers. I know letting go is the right thing, but I'm so drawn, and I'm so torn.
So softly you nod to yourself and start the engine to your car, and you take off towards the man dressed in black. Around the three of you, what looks to be this world of booming prosperity sends nothing but disdain through each of your minds. Each successful product placed in store windows, each smiling face as they pass you by on the street simply confirms the ignorance you see in today's world. They're unaware of the true darkness that lay beneath the painted holes of this city. But slowly, you're each starting to see the true world between the cracks.
We're gonna wear that button out.
Jarrett, for the past 2 hours you've been following the mysterious man's car. And after an uncomfortable night in the wooden chair, like I said, you're about ready for bed, but your curiosity forces you to push on. Eventually the car slows down and it parks next to a bus terminal. And you see the man step out and walk towards a small phone booth. So you can roll spot hidden if you want to try to watch him. You can roll down a window and do a listen if you want to try to listen, but you're pretty far away.
Yeah, no, I think at this point I would just do try to keep a distance, because I'm not a very big guy. And so I think my best bet is to get my fucking accent on properly, because it's sliding. All right,
Nothing wrong with sliding.
So yeah, I'm just gonna do a spot hidden.
Perfect. Alrighty. Give me a good old roll for that spot hidden.
And unfortunately, I'm trying to look, but it's dark, and he's on a weird angle.
Fair enough.
And I'm trying to crank around the side of the car.
It is still early morning, so you try to squint through kind of the dim light as people are funneling into the bus, and you can't see anything he's doing other than him entering the phone booth and kind of picking up the receiver. So, he sits there for a while. You kind of hear him talking to someone. It seems like he's kind of doing it violently. Do you want to stay in the car? Do you want to approach?
I think I'm going to get out and go for a little walk, because I don't think that he knows who I am right now. And so I think I'm pretty safe. And I'm just going to do a kind of a walk on by.
Okay.
Probably stay about 20, 30 feet back.
Okay. Then I wouldn't say you need to roll a disguise or a sneak or anything. Yeah, no, that's fine. Okay, if you're staying far enough back and you feel like he doesn't recognize you, that's fine. So you get out of the car and you kind of saunter over to a board listing the train times, or the bus times, I should say, and you kind of peruse them. And from your new vantage point, you do have a bit of a better angle over his shoulder in the booth. And the booth is kind of like those London Red booths where you can kind of see through them.
Now, at this point, do I recognize him at all? Because I know I've only seen him from a distance and in the darkness.
No, you
And
don't
I've been
recognize
following this guy for a bit, right?
Mm-hmm. You know that he is the guy that you've been tracking down, the one that kind of mysteriously shows up at crime scenes and things like that. This man, this person, is in some way, and to your mind, embedded in this world beyond your own. You feel confident that this man is that link to the stories in your grandfather's journal. A journal that you keep with you always, by the way. It's much smaller than this.
Absolutely, Harlan.
That's cute. So, give me another spot hidden.
And still, I got nothing.
Okay.
It's just I'm on like I don't know, shit's in my
You know
way.
what?
Walking by.
It's like 5 in the morning. You were up all night. Your eyes are tired. Your glasses are probably dirty.
Yeah. I've been like, cause I got like fucking sleep in my eyes and shit.
Okay, so you can't decipher exactly what he's doing. But what you do see is that he's on the phone and he's kind of nodding along, and you see him pull a pen out of his jacket and write something on the booth, which seems to be kind of covered in old newspapers and, posters for acts, theater acts, and operas and things like this. You see him kind of write something, and he rips it off, and you see him quickly exit the booth.
Okay, so I'm gonna. I think at this point I'm gonna let him go, because again I don't want to get into a physical confrontation with him, but I'm gonna saunter over to that phone booth. And do I have like any blank paper in my grandfather's diary? Is there anything there? Because I do also carry a little sketch pad and a mechanical pencil.
Yes, I think both of those would be perfectly reasonable to have on you. You're a nerd, Jarrett. You're the kind of guy that gets beat up in university, so you'd have all that stuff.
Yeah, thanks for the memories.
And a pocket protector? No. Yeah, you definitely have that.
Okay, then I think I'm going to do, like, kind of go over it and see if I can get anything out of where he pressed his pen against, because there may be indentations on the papers up against the phone booth.
Hey, I dig it. All right, so you walk over, and he kind of skips off. Yeah, he skips off to the bus terminal where the buses are lined up, and he kind of just runs onto the back of a bus, and you lose sight of him pretty quickly because you weren't watching.
And I know I can't afford a bus ticket at this point, so
No.
he's gone. He's
It's
out.
like 20 cents. Okay, you pull out a spare piece of paper from your notebook, and you very softly rub your pencil over the image. Give me an arts and crafts roll, and I think, ironically, or coincidentally, I think you're the only person that took points in that, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, well, I like to have the ladies over and ask them to see my etchings.
Yeah, you have a 55 in that. That's hilarious.
And I still got nothing.
Oh, did you?
Oh, I lost my overlay again.
Of course.
Unfortunately, I got a 69, dude.
That's okay. You know what? I think with the cleverness of that action, and I think the skill, I don't think you'd screw it up per se, but you might only get a few words of it, because I think that was a very smart way to do that. So, you do see a few things. You see your name. You see the letters Jarrett written out, and it says, Jarrett, I have answers. Then there's a few words that you can't quite make out. You can't even really make out the letters. They just kind of look like weird scratches. But you do see the words out front of Savini Magic Show tonight at 8.
Okay, so I'm just going to take my mechanical pencil and I'm actually going to write what I can see a little darker.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit easier for me to see.
Perfect. So yeah, you have a pretty clear slip of paper that you can rip off that just says, Jarrett, I have answers. Meet me out front of Savini Magic Show Theater at 8 o'clock p.m.
And do I know where this place is? Is it like just like downtown Arkham or something?
Yeah, I mean, put it this way. There's going to be only a few theaters in Arkham that would have this. And so, yeah, you have a pretty good idea that it would probably be between two of them. And a quick call to the operator would probably give you an answer on which one you're looking for. So
yeah, so that's what I'm going to do.
Perfect.
Little...
Is there anything else you would like to do before probably heading home to get some sleep?
Well, again, was there like a bus number, or is it like a city bus, or is it like a bus going into Boston or something?
The bus terminal is kind of the hub. So there's buses going everywhere, and you didn't see which one he even got on.
So I couldn't tell if it was like a city bus or like a...
No, you couldn't. But if you'd like, you can roll an idea roll, and if you succeed, I can give you something that you would have thought of in your sleep-deprived state.
Hey, that sounds awesome. That's wicked. Now, how the hell do I do that?
Just roll below your... No. What's the no in this? Oh, maybe it's intelligence? There was a knowledge roll in the old one. Yeah, try to roll below
I'd say
your
intelligence.
Yeah, try that. Oh, idea. Isn't idea one too? Oh, yeah, idea. Yeah, you're right. Intelligence.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Sorry. My apologies.
Not necessary. Jared.
Wow, I'm like got the freaking loser rolls going on here.
Oh, did you? Oh, and look who joins us. Edward Mason.
Yeah, I got an 84.
84. Okay, so no. You have the slip of paper, you know where you have to meet tonight, but your eyes are just a little too heavy. You spent too much time staring out that window last night, remembering the past. So in the sweltering hot of the early morning, you decide, forget, I'm going to go back to my dormitory and get some sleep until tonight. Okay?
Thank you.
Hours pass. And Edward, I should say, are you there? Can you hear us and all that?
I don't think you can hear us yet.
Okay.
Oh, no, you can hear us. We just can't hear
him. Edward, if you can hear us, you only have to hear me for this part. You are... Yeah, no, we can't hear you, but you just have to hear me for this part anyway.
So just listen.
Just listen.
We can't hear you. You're listening, good.
You're sitting there, it's kind of midday, you're boxing in the ring.
Now we can hear you now.
Oh, okay. So
there we go.
Midday, I'm boxing the ring.
You're boxing, and a carrier comes up to you. And he holds up a small envelope, and he says, I have a telegram here for Edward Mason. And you kind of begrudgingly climb out of the ring and snatch the envelope from his hand. And when you open it, snatch it greedily, I'm going to say. I'm going to add the modifier greedy, because I feel like that would be you. No.
And then it's going to fall everywhere because he got his boxing gloves on, so it'll be like...
I can't do anything right. Edward, you get a letter as well. And within the letter is a small card ticket for a Savini's Magic Show, which is scheduled to start tonight at 8 o'clock. So, I will post that on the Facebook group. You can check that out when you have a second. But we're going to keep barreling through, because I love you. All right. So, hours pass, and around 7:30, 7:45. Frank, would you arrive early, or would you show up on time, or?
Oh, I'd definitely be early.
Okay.
Full day ahead of me. I'd probably scope out the place during the day. Go have some lunch. Scope out it again. Maybe have some more lunch. And I would probably be there early.
Perfect. Okay. So you show up around 7:30, nice and early for an 8 o'clock show, or earlier, doesn't really matter. And you have a car, correct?
Yes, I do. I have, as suggested by the community, a Cadillac Suburban. I don't know what year it is, though. I think it's a 1921 Cadillac Suburban.
A brand new Cadillac Suburban.
Thinking new, yeah.
All right, so Frank, you drive up, and you're noticing the neighborhood is a bit of a, it's a bit of a shady neighborhood, I should say. However, a lot of the city. What'd you say?
A little bit of a dive.
Yeah, it's a bit of a dive, but frankly, Arkham, as of late, has kind of just been. Ugh. Even the nicer parts of the city have really turned to welcoming the darker parts. You see kind of homeless people and drug addicts on every corner, and the whole city kind of just gives each of you a bad feeling. But as you pull up to this part, it's particularly dark, more so because you remember it being a pretty well-to-do neighborhood. So you drive up and you park outside the theater across the street, and you exit your car as, again, the heat just hits you like a brick. Well, there's no air conditioning, so it's hitting you in the car as well, but for whatever reason, it's even more humid outside, probably because of the people. And the streets are not flooded, but relatively busy. Again, a lot of vagrants, a lot of homeless people and drifters. You hold the letter in your hands, kind of nervously, reading the words over and over as you walk across the street. And you're out front of the theater.
Okay, so it's hot, so I get into some shade.
Well, it's 7:30 at night right now, but it might be late.
Still really muggy.
Very muggy, yes.
All right. Well, I'm not thirsty. I just had a drink, so I'm fine. I just look around. I try to put my finger on why, like, what in the area makes it feel so derelict. Such a nice area before. What is making it crappy now?
All right. Do you want to do a knowledge roll, a spot hidden, a listen, like anything you guys want to roll? I will flush out the world for you.
Well, I will do a listen roll first, just to kind of get my. It centers me. If I
Perfect.
take a breath and listen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it. Connect or.
Sorry, how does this work? Sorry.
So you just want to get below your listen, and your listen is going to be.
My listen is 75, so one of them works, one of them doesn't. Should I just?
And you rolled you rolled the 71 first anyway, right?
I don't remember.
Well, in order, it looks like you did. So we'll say you succeed.
Okay.
A regular success. No hard or extreme, but you do a regular success. So you're listening, and you're kind of just standing on the street. Again, you're kind of nervous because so much of what's just happened to you with the letter and the presenting it to you here is kind of unknown, as well as the mention of your wife and avenging your wife's killer. Or, murderer, rather.
Yeah. I'm looking for
him.
Yeah, well, first I'm looking. I'm looking for him. I'm looking for I would be pissed off. If he's around, if I see him, but I don't know what he looks like at all. But I am listening, trying to gather my cool because I am quite shaken.
Okay, so you do a listen roll, and you hear people in the streets, the homeless people, and actually you hear someone talking around the corner. And you kind of peek around, and you see a homeless man sitting there, and he's kind of just gruffly talking to himself, like, "Well, man, coming around here, gonna do all this kind of bullshit to me."
And curious, I kneel down, and I smell the alcohol on his breath and just the garbage smell.
You smell like shit, man.
Does he smell like a homeless person?
He smells like a homeless person, ate a homeless person, and shat a homeless person out.
So I casually take my handkerchief out of my pocket and just keep it close to my mouth and say, "What seems to be the problem, sir?"
Okay. If you'd like, you can.
Is he talking to me now?
What's that? yeah, that's you. It's your character all fucked up on the corner of the street.
I look clean. I don't look that well.
No, you look good. You look like you look there. So you ask, and he kind of looks at you and says, "What do you want? You have any money?"
It depends on what information you have.
I might have information if you got me some money.
All right. Well, we'll make a deal. I'll give you 5 cents. Guaranteed, but if I find the information particularly helpful, I'll give you a whole $1. How about that?
A whole $1? You're crazy. Crazier than me. So he agrees, and he says, all right, what do you want to know about? I know lots of things. I know different things. I know other things. I know things about that, too.
Have you seen anything strange in this area?
Strange? No. Strange? No, I wouldn't say strange.
What happened to
Well-
this neighborhood?
This neighborhood, it gets into your skin, the darkness, makes you crumble, makes you think about things, makes you do stupid things, make you make bad choices. All the businesses closed down because they made the bad choices, because the darkness got under the skin.
The darkness got under the skin. What do you mean by that?
Oh, it gets under your skin, and that can't come out. Mm.
All right. And I go to hand him a nickel. Very
Okay.
obviously.
So he looks at it. Give a little bit of a bluff or a persuasion or something. Give him something that's going to make him feel like he can kind of talk to you on a man-to-man level.
Can I do credit rating? Can I
Sure,
make it
actually. You
feel
know
like-
what? Yeah, because he would know you're good for it. Yeah, let's do that. I like
Okay.
it.
No dice. I'm going to
Spend
push
luck.
the roll.
Oh, push it. Okay, I like this. Let's push it. That means he gets to roll again,
Push it real good.
but if he doesn't get it right, then it's bad consequences. That's the push, right?
Oh, you're gonna get hobo rabies.
Just for fun. I don't. Yeah. Frank,
Do it.
he's feeling kind of nervous, so he's putting himself out there a bit more than he'd expect to. No.
What's your credit rating?
50.
You can spend 8 luck points to bring it down.
What? Hold on a second. Our credit rating effects are pushing?
No. Credit rating is just a skill like anything else.
Oh,
It's-
okay.
All
but
right.
if you want, you can spend luck points to bring it down. Otherwise, you suffer the bad consequences.
No, I'm not going to. In this case, I push myself. I try to show him that I am more good for it than I am, I guess.
Okay. All right. He looks at you and kind of takes the 5 cents and scoffs. This one's going to come back to you. It's not going to be an immediate penalty. All right. So, Henry, your taxi pulls up. Well, you wouldn't take a taxi. You probably couldn't afford
I
it.
can't afford it. Yeah.
You walk, and your jacket's swung over your shoulder as you arrive in front of the Savini Magic Show kind of playhouse. Sweat just permeating your shirt. And you see older man, about your age actually, walk out from the alleyway out in front towards you, kind of looking a bit disgruntled and let down.
What's the matter? Not a good show?
And Frank, he's talking to you.
Frank.
That's you, Justin.
Oh,
He's talking to you.
I didn't notice you. Sorry.
What's the matter? Why are you so angry? You see the show no good?
No, this is after the show.
No. I just saw you come out of this alleyway. You looked all pissed off. I wondered if you just exited. Am I wasting my time here? Is all I'm asking you.
I don't know. You're here to see the show. I say, kind of giving him the look up and down.
Well, yeah, I'm standing outside of this theater. What do you mean? Of course I'm here to see this show. I got a ticket. Don't you have a ticket?
Henry, do a spot hidden.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's me.
That's
You're
you.
Frank.
Henry, Frank, same thing.
I successful.
Excellent. Is it a hard success or a regular success?
Hard success has to be underneath my.
it's going to be
yeah.
half.
Let me just hold this up.
So your spot hidden
No, it's
was...
not a hard. It's tied for. No, it's not. It's not a hard.
No,
success.
that's a hard. Your under hard would be anything under 37, and you're 31. So you have a hard spot hidden.
Oh yeah, cool.
Because it was a hard spot hidden. You actually see Frank holding something in his hand, a letter, and it's closed. However, you see the tickets in his hands. You see him
Same
holding-
material.
Same material, and even more so, you can see kind of with the heat and the sweat of Frank's hands, you see the penmanship leaking through. And with you being a gambler, you're good at noticing little things like this, and you notice that the penmanship is the same as the letter you have.
Okay. I'm not gonna make him notice that I can see it, but my name's Henry. Nice to meet you. I go up and shake his hand.
Yeah. Frank Underhill.
Frank McFarlane, Henry McFarlane. I happen to notice you're carrying a letter. And I reach in my pocket and I pull up my letter and I say, anonymous, or not anonymous, but
Roland.
you know, Roland.
Yeah, Roland. And I tuck the letter into my pocket.
I do the same.
Conspicuously.
Perfect. Okay, so while the two of you are kind of nervously sharing glances, Edward, you... I don't know, how would you get to the theater?
I don't mean to break character here, but I'm a little bit late. Am I in the middle of a fight here?
No. This is
Like,
later
this
that night.
kid-
That's just when you got
so
the
this,
letter.
so this kid comes up and what, I'm like leaning there after the fight after I've lost?
No, you won the fight. It was just practice anyway.
Yeah, so I'm leaning there and the kid comes up and hands me a letter?
Yes, and that's
Or
the
a
letter
ticket.
they had. Letter and with a ticket. Now the letter I posted on your Facebook, so you can read
I'm looking for it now.
it. And you know what? I'll send it to you via
Alright.
Facebook too. So in the meantime, since he's late anyway, we'll make Jarrett show up first. So Jarrett, you arrive in front, you arrive in front of the theater, which you kind of deduced would be the correct one, and you see a few men, and you've been waiting. You've actually watched the front of the theater for a good few minutes, and you've seen a man, which you will come to know as Frank, standing out front, walk around the side, kind of come back out, and meet another man. However, from do roll spot hidden. This will be a little behind, but yeah, let's see how well your rolls are going.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. Sorry.
Did you just fart?
Oh yeah, I got nothing. Why does my overlay keep going away? But yeah, I didn't make it.
Your rolls are bad tonight.
Yeah,
Alright.
I was like critical fail.
So either way, you're across the street, and yeah, you're watching, but you don't see anything of interest. You're just kind of waiting across the street.
Yeah, and again, I don't recognize any of these fellas.
No, you don't recognize anybody.
All right. Well, again, like they're big guys, right?
Yeah, especially the one in the hat. He's much taller than the other guy.
Yeah. So again, I don't want to get too close to these guys because I don't know where they've been.
Yeah, that's fair. The time does start ticking, and it's about 5 minutes to 8. And you know the show is about to start.
I talked to Frank. I don't know if you're still talking to Jared over here, but I said, Frank, maybe we should find our seats.
Yeah.
I haven't been to the show in a long time. This could be good.
Sure thing. Where are you sitting?
I look at my ticket and I say, I don't think there's reserved seating, but I'm sure if we get in there now, we can find 2 seats beside each other.
No, it is reserved. Sorry, they're on the back.
No,
It
I'm
says-
sitting on aisle
Yeah.
E, row 16.
You realize that you guys are both in the same row.
Oh,
And beside each other. Ooh. So as you're discussing, the doors kind of burst open, and a flood of people come out from the previous show, and they're kind of murmuring and talking amongst each other, and a few are laughing. And one of...
Can I try something? My stomach is rumbling. I haven't really eaten very well in a couple of days.
Sure.
I'm just going to bump into a kid and steal his popcorn.
Go for it. Show me what you do. You gonna do sleight of hand or pickpocket or?
Yeah, I'll try sleight of hand if that's okay.
Do it.
And I was successful. It was a hard success. It was 40 of 30, so it wasn't a hard success. 40 under 60.
Okay. Regular success. Yeah. Okay. Well, actually, technically, this should be an opposed roll. So I will roll for the kid, and I have a few made-up stats on hand, so we'll find out what happens. Now, the way opposed rolls, just so you guys know, is it would be a relevant status for him. So if you're trying to pick his pocket with a sleight of hand, he would probably roll notice or something like that, which would I'll just call as a spot hidden. Okay, so we'll see. And then it's the level of success. So you have a regular success. Mm-hmm. He needs a regular success as well. And he did not. So he failed. So you bump into him and somehow take the popcorn from his hand.
No, I would walk up to him and I would like poke him on the one shoulder so he looks the one way and grab the popcorn and walk the other way and just move into the crowd so that he's like he notices his popcorn's gone, but where did it go?
Nice.
You should do what Jim Carrey does, and like when the kid's like, "Hey," you just growl at him. You know?
I'm the magician. No, I'm just kidding.
Perfect. Okay, so yeah, you have popcorn. Frank, did you notice him do this?
Yeah.
What? No, you gotta roll for that.
Well, he comes
Sure,
back
roll
with
for it.
popcorn,
Well, you know it's fine. You want, yeah, offer him. You want some popcorn?
and I say, no thanks. I will do a spot hidden, though.
Go for it. See what you noticed. That would be versus your versus your sleight of hand, Chris.
So you're saying in the first game we're already rolling against each other?
Just do it. He doesn't have to hate it.
35. So, no, I don't notice. I think that he had popcorn the whole
He
time.
would have succeeded anyway. Yeah. Okay.
And I kind of double take at it and say, on second thought, I remembered I'm supposed to meet somebody out here.
Yeah, it's pretty cold anyway. It's not very good. I'll see you inside. I'll go
Alright.
inside and find my seat.
So as you're walking inside, the crowd is kind of murmuring. Edward, you start jogging up, thinking that you're late for the show at first, and you start funneling into the.
What's this letter here?
Yeah.
Okay,
Do you already have the letter?
Frank, I gotta see it. Yeah, some kid handed me this letter while I was finishing my boxing match. Alright, fucking magic show, eh? Give me a fight.
Why do you hate everything? All right, so you enter the lobby.
Damn.
You enter the lobby, and give me a listen roll.
Me?
Yeah. So roll the percentage die, and you want to hit under your listen, which is going to be
My listen is...
the 20. So you want to get under 20.
Where is it?
I have it up in
Where's-
your thing.
where's
So no,
this?
you did not succeed. It's about halfway through in the third column, or sorry, near the top of the third column. So no, you don't hear anything, but you do hear the murmuring of people as they kind of file out of the show that you're about to enter. And you look at the back of your ticket, and you see that you do have a ticket number. Is there anything you want to do before going to your seat?
Yeah, I'm looking for Frank. Where the fuck am I gonna find Frank?
Okay.
There's our Frank here!
So
Yeah,
Justin, Frank or Justin, give me a listen roll.
Okay.
It's going to be hard because obviously he's inside and there's a murmur of people.
Gotcha.
Hey, Frank!
First roll, and...
Can I do a listen roll too? Because I would potentially hear him calling for Frank.
Yeah, go for it.
And
I got it.
But not hard because I think you're listening to
Not a
75,
hard.
right?
Oh, yeah, so just a regular.
So no,
I got a hard success.
perfect. So Henry, you not only do you immediately hear someone yelling Frank, you see the person who's yelling Frank, and there's this kind of squat-looking, sweaty, tough guy in a wife beater in a theater, standing in
So
the.
I noticed this, and then I decide to stand up,
Okay.
and I actually move behind the seat where I was supposed to be sitting,
Okay.
just because I'm not sure if this guy's coming for us or something like that. Maybe this guy that gave us the letter or something.
Most inconspicuous assassin ever. Where's my target? No target.
Well, I don't know if he could just be a thug. No, he looks like a thug.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Jarrett, so you see people filing out, and it's getting close to 8, so you say, okay, I better go in, and you jog across the street.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, like, I'm nervous because this fucking guy knows my name, and I don't even know who he is. So, again, as I'm going, I'm gonna be looking over for this guy.
Okay.
I'm looking for him as well. I'm looking for someone. I don't supposed to meet someone. The show's about to start. So I'll do. Can I do a spot hidden?
Yeah.
While I guess Jarrett's doing...
You both can do a spot hidden, really, because you're both looking for each other.
I hope we find each other.
I hope we do.
Wow, 77. Nice. Finally.
Yeah, finally.
Is that a hard or just a regular success, too?
Oh, I find him hot. He is so hot right now.
Perfect. So you jog across the street and you see a man kind of nervously looking around as if trying to find someone. And based on the paper in his hand, you very quickly deduce that this is probably Frank.
I don't even realize that I keep on taking that paper out of my pocket. I thought I put it in there, but I just keep on taking it out. And
You see through your clothes. Fair enough.
No, it's like a nervous habit. I just keep on taking.
I
it
did
out
kind of picture you being like that, like.
Yeah, and then putting it.
So, Jarrett, you do see a man looking for what you presume would be you.
I keep an eye on Frank this whole time. I'm eating my popcorn, kind of watching him, watching everything else, but keep an eye on Frank.
Okay, Frank, what do you do?
Sorry. Someone just posted Rocky. Bob just posted Rocky.
It basically is.
Yeah, so I see Jarrett walking over to me.
Yes.
Okay. And as he's getting closer, I say, Jarrett, I presume?
Well, he spotted you technically, but yes. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Nice to meet you, sir. I'm Jarrett. Who? Now again, I'm like really nervous, but the fact that I gotta know, so I'm still looking for the guy from the phone booth. But I'm like, put out my hand. What? How do you know my name, sir?
I got a letter. Did you not get a letter?
No, sir. What kind of letter did you get?
Well, it was unmarked from some mysterious man, or named Roland. But he said for me to give this to you. And I gave him the ticket.
Wow, I've never been able to afford one of these shows before.
This is like the homeless Call of Cthulhu. Everybody's super poor.
Yeah.
But I gotta tell you, I'm pretty fascinated by the whole magic thing, because, you know, there's always got to be a way that this is done. And I want to know how it... I gotta watch and see if I could see.
All right, Jarrett. Well, I think it's going to be starting soon. We should head inside, but you have no idea why I'm supposed to give you this ticket? You haven't heard of me before?
No, sir. I think I'd remembered, someone as distinguished as you, sir.
Oh, stop it.
Y'all flatter you. Okay, so the two of you enter inside as the last people kind of funnel out, and one more chance to do a listen roll, but this one will be hard. Justin, give me a hard listen, or Jared. Actually.
No, same roll as the last time.
Oh yeah, I extremed it, man.
Okay, so as you enter,
I listen so fucking odd. Like my ears are bleeding.
He took the sausages out of his ears.
You can hear bugs.
The sausages of his ears. As you as the last people are exiting the theater, you hear a couple kind of talking actively about how they enjoyed the show, and you hear the woman say, "No, I think he was planted," and then the door is shut behind them. It's just nothing that springs of interest right now, but it stood out to you.
Yeah, but it'd be like the magician's like, "Hey, I've never met this man. Can I have a volunteer from the audience?" Is sort of what I'm thinking.
Is what you would deduce. Yeah. Fair deduction. All right, so you two kind of head to your seat, and you pass a big, sweaty, brawny-looking man who's kind of just shaking his head back and forth, and I assume still saying Frank.
Frank. Frank. Nope, not Frank. Frank.
As Frank comes to his seat, I say,
I knew it. Frank. Yeah.
Yeah, now at this point, I'm going to kind of walk around and put, Frank in between us, because this guy's kind of reminded me of, my grandfather, but my grandfather at his worst.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm looking for Frank, and I ain't gonna hurt him. Just want to talk to him.
Yeah, I'm Frank. What's it to you?
I knew it. You look like a Frank. You look exactly like a fucking Frank. Excuse my language, alright? Listen, I got this letter tonight. I don't know where fuck it came from, but I was supposed to find you. Anyways, I just wanted to find out who you were before the show, alright? because I figure we're probably gonna talk after the show. You're supposed to call some guy Roland, but I don't know who that is. Maybe the show will tell us. So,
All right. So, do I trust this guy? Do I?
So do a quick psychology roll.
Okay. Well, I don't have much of that, so I might just have to use logic. No, I don't do it. I fail.
Okay.
listen, I like you, man. I like you a lot.
You don't
Nothing
even
wrong
know
with
me.
I don't even know you, and I really like you.
Okay. What's
Right?
your name, sir? Sir, what's your name?
The name's Eddie. Eddie Mason. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. You didn't think to dress up at all before this show, eh?
I just came from my boxing workout, you know? You gotta do what's best at the time. Anyways, this kid comes up, hands me a fucking letter, and a fucking ticket to the magic show. So I figure, what the fuck? Might as well go. I ain't even a poet.
Can I see the letter?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
So he shows me the letter?
Yeah.
Sweet, okay.
And it
Uh,
says,
Okay, yeah, what does it say?
Edward, when we spoke last, you were looking for a fight. I think I found a good one. I know that you're looking to help this world any way you can, and I think this might be the best way. Go to the show tonight, and watch the show carefully. Look into what you think might be a little off, and I know you'll find a fight worth finishing. When you have him, have Frank phone me. Roland.
right.
What do you think?
Well, he told me to look for something off too.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna watch the show, because I like magic. I assume you do too. Why don't we talk after the show? Maybe grab a coffee or something.
So you're hesitant about, obviously, the way Edward works. You too, Jared. But obviously, you can tell by his actions and his voice tone that he doesn't seem to be anything other than... He just seems to be eccentric, is basically it.
Yeah, but this is pretty fucking, like, wicked weird, because, like, some guy that none of us know is, like, got us all there. So, like, although I'm still, like, soiling myself just, like, a little, I still, like, why? Who is this guy that's got us all together, and none of us even know who the guy is? So I do want to stick around, even though I'm still going to keep my distance from this Eddie guy.
Who even is this fucking guy?
All right, so the three of you kind of share looks amongst each other, and you kind of nod, and the bing, bing, bing kind of sounds. And even inside the theater, it is muggy and hot, like the fucking Amazon. But a number of people also, I should have mentioned, have also been funneling in. And as the three of you make to your seats, you notice that you are also all sitting in row 16 together. And as you approach, you, Frank, see Henry sitting one row behind.
Henry,
Yeah.
what are you doing back there? I thought we were in the same row.
Oh, is this the wrong row? I got up to use the washroom. I didn't realize. Must have missed.
You
I get back up and I say, I'll come around. Don't worry. Who are these gentlemen with you?
Oh, this is Eddie Mason.
Hey, the name's Eddie.
You said you were a boxer, right?
Yeah. So steer
And-
clear of these guns.
Oh,
Yeah. And this is Jarrett.
Jarrett. Nice to meet you, Jarrett. My name's Henry McFarland. I'm sure he told you I got a letter as well. Let's keep
So
our eye out,
that's-
eh? I don't know you guys, but I feel like we're all in this together for some reason. So let's just, maybe keep an eye out.
Speaking of keeping an eye out, you got better eyes than I do. They told me and Eddie, whoever this Roland person is, to look for anything suspicious. Maybe look around before the show starts. We might be able to take in some information.
Is that what you just said? Look around before the show.
No.
Yeah, no, he told me, something along the same lines. I'm looking for, I'm just watching the show, seeing if I notice anything as well. Also, Roland sent me this letter. Tell you what, maybe we should get a little better vantage point. Maybe we can see if we can spread out a little, have a better view of the stage. You know what I mean?
Your position here is pretty perfect, and you would imagine that whoever sent you the tickets, this Roland, probably picked them specifically for this angle because it's close, great angle, but it almost obtuse. It presents the stage in a different way than you have seen before. So the four of you walk into the theater, you settle down, just as the lights begin to dim.